What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we do always start the show by being transparent. And I want to start the show and say something else too. I didn't have any bets yesterday, and I feel like I explained my situation pretty clearly. I drove back home. I didn't make it in time. I didn't make any bets. You know what I'm saying? I told you what my thoughts were, and the bet that I recommended lost, but it didn't end up being an official play. And I get, you know, it's venting, I guess, a little bit here, Vino. If I don't give a best bet on the show, for example, if I just have one play for my clients, you know what I hear? But you do a whole show. You don't give us any bets. You don't give us any picks. Then if I come and give a pick that, is not in my pocket or that I just kind of like, oh, you gave me this pick, you suck. It's like you can't please everybody. But no pick for me yesterday. Still at 115 of my last 18 bets. What's going on with you, Vino?
Well, the WNBA let me down one more time yesterday, and I left the best bet on that game. The Seattle Storm over 85.5 points, got to 82. Very weak 14-point fourth quarter. Kind of thought we had this one in the bag, Skee. 48 at half, 68 after three. Looked pretty good. Didn't wind up that way. However, I managed to minimize the problem yesterday by going to the NBA Summer League and playing Memphis and Utah over the total, which went over by 20-something points. So we wound up being okay. But the W, ever since the break, that hot 17-4 run, now, if I add one to it, 17-10, it's been a 6-game skid that we're looking to correct here. I will say this, today is $5 Tuesday. My play is up for today, but it's a game for tomorrow. So I went ahead to tomorrow's schedule and found one that I like. So we'll see how it goes. We'll get through these today, analyze them best we can, help you guys best we can. And if you are looking for Summer League, we'll get the promos at the end, but you can get Summer League from me as well.
All right, let's get to today. We have two games to talk about. We will start with the Wings and the Liberty. I believe it opened 5.5, and now it's down to 4. Total of 174.5. Nobody on the injury report for the Wings. We knew Satu was out. We now have Phoebich out, and that's a big deal. If you like the Liberty, that is a huge deal. Their record last year when Phoebich played, really good. When Phoebich didn't play, they didn't even have a winning record. So missing two forwards right there is absolutely not ideal for New York. They played this Wings team the second game of the season. They lost outright. The Wings, coming off 2 wins, I think they played the Sun and the Tempo. Liberty also coming off of 2 wins. They played the Aces and the Lynx. Liberty, third straight home game, third straight road game for the Wings. Wings are the healthier squad here, Vino. If you were to ask me, my thought would be the Liberty have been playing better basketball than the Wings lately. And they've been doing it versus better competition. Now, I do think that the two forwards for New York missing are extremely important. Um, I can't deny that. So if everybody was healthy, if Phoebich wasn't ruled out, you run to the window, you smash the Liberty, in my opinion. But maybe a little bit of hesitation or pause after the injury update. Any thoughts from you?
Yeah, obviously Phoebe's one of their better shooters. Skee, she stretches defenses. You have to acknowledge she's on the floor. Satu they've played without for a couple of games, but I don't know that she's as important because of the position she plays and the fact that Brianna Stewart plays the same position basically. And Brianna Stewart went absolutely crazy the other night from the field, and she's been getting to the free throw line relentlessly this year. I made the comment the other day, she's given up shooting threes because she can't make them. She didn't produce from the 3-point line the other night. It was all from the field and from the free throw line, which she's playing a lot more inside the paint this year, which is a good thing for the Liberty. For Dallas, you mentioned not playing that well currently. They're 1-6 against the spread in their last 7. They're 0-3 in that stretch as a dog. So they haven't even performed when getting points here. And I had a write-up the other day in my game, in my play when they played Toronto, acknowledging the fact that when I watch them now, they just go through periods and extended periods of games where they look sloppy offensively. They just don't look. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a combination of missing shots or bad ball handling or whatever it is that leads to offensive possessions that go astray from them. There's too many of them during the game. And they're still able to score most games in the 80s, which tells you that if they could ever get these things corrected, they might be, up there with Indiana as one of the highest scoring teams. But they don't look great right now. I'm going to read you one of the biggest problems. Last 5 games out of Enrique, 4 of 13, 3 of 10, 1 of 9, 1 of 10, 1 of 5. She's been horrific her last 5 games. Can't make a shot, keep shooting shots. We know that's what she does. But she's in a funk right now that's not helpful to this team. AZ Fudd is getting a bunch of shots now, 60 or so. It seems to me that there's still some kind of evaluation, experimentation going on with Dallas. I'm with you. If I knew that New York was healthy, I'd probably be on the New York side here. Point spread coming down. Now, I saw as low as 3.5 before we got on air here. Total just, I don't know. Dallas has played a lot of unders, mainly because they, like I say, they have lapses offensively and don't play a full 40 minutes on offense. So I'll leave you with this, Skee. For those that are looking to maybe just shorten this game up, the last 2 games that you mentioned against really good opposition, the Aces in the Cup game and then Minnesota right after that, the New York Liberty scored 59 and 51 in the first half. So they've gotten out of the gates really, really fast here. Does the loss of Phoebish added to Sabally lower that a little bit? I'm not sure, but how much can it really lower it? They're just coming out of the gates really, really quick here. And if Dallas stumbles, New York first half team total or New York first half might be a good way to go.
All right, a few different ways to look at this one here. We will move on over to the next game, the last game we'll talk about for today. That's the Sky and the Mercury. And we're looking at -3 for Phoenix, total of 172.5, down from that 175. For Phoenix, no Sammy Whitcomb, no Natasha Mack, still no Dejanay Carrington for Chicago. And we've learned that Skylar Diggins is supposed to be coming off the bench today. And we know she's thrilled about that. I think it could go a couple ways. Side perspective, like maybe whatever they saw, if Flood is going to run the offense or whatever the case may be, they think he'll be better. Maybe Skylar Diggins comes in off the bench and pissed off and just whooping everybody. Maybe, but could also see a situation where I don't think the team chemistry over there is so great, and if that's the situation on the road here, they could absolutely lose the game. So I would prefer the Mercury side. That's just my preference. I do disagree with the total coming down though. I mean, if Sloot is playing more minutes, Sloot does like to play fast regardless how old she is. And she's not playing the best defense either. Um, I would think the total went the wrong way. I would like over or Mercury. What do you think, Vino?
Yeah, a couple of things here. Skylar Diggins, I saw this morning, Skee, an advanced analytics chart on Chicago Sky players. For the season, Skylar Diggins individually has the worst defensive rating on the team, which is a surprise to
Wow.
me. And maybe why she's on the bench. I don't know, but I was surprised. I always considered her to be very active defensively, but this year her defensive rate, it could be the group that she's out there with. I don't know, but whatever. She has the worst defensive rating on the team. I think we mentioned this the other day. I do like the addition of Taylor into the offense. I think she brings a little bit, ignites it from distance somewhat. And I always thought that Cardosa and Stevens were a really good interior pair. So if I'm comparing lineups, I don't really like the Phoenix lineup, but they're playing good. They've won 3 of their last 4. They've scored 89 or better in 3 of their last 4. And again, Chicago overall isn't playing great defense. So maybe Phoenix, could do the same again here. Total coming down is hard for me to get with just because of that particular reason. Phoenix is playing better offense. Chicago recently is, predicated on offense. They have had a couple of games where the shooting went crooked. and they didn't score big, but I wouldn't want to take my chances. This is a as difficult a handicap, I think, as there's been on the board the last few days. And believe me, I've had my difficulties handicapping these things. When I think it's a green light, it's been a red light for sure. But I don't like either way here. I still am not thrilled with the fact that DeWanna Bonner's a starter on this team, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe the camaraderie is better. The chemistry is better with the five that they have on the floor now. And Sammy Whitcomb is due back pretty soon. I feel like they could use another shooter on this team. But I'm going to have to lay off this one because I just can't find a good angle for either side here.
Fair. That's the NBA slate for today. So we will go ahead and wrap it up. Let's do a little bit of promo. It is $5 Tuesday. So you can go to Rob Veno's page or my page and get a best bet for just $5. Outside of that, the usual stuff we have going. If you want to rock with both of us, you can get 2-for-1 3-day all access for only $69. If you just want to choose one of us, buy 3, get 3 free. Comes out to 6 days for just $69. I'm not sure actually if that 4th of July thing is still going, but plenty of ways to get involved. If you just want to check out our best bet for today, $5 Tuesday is the way to do it. So, Veno, is there anything else you'd like to add before we get out of here?
Yeah, I'll just reiterate really quick. My $5 play today is for a game that goes tomorrow, but you only pay $5 for it because it's $5 Tuesday. So a Wednesday WNBA game, you can get an early jump on that. I will say that the 4th of July thing is going Skee. The buy 6, get 3 free. That's the best way to get involved in any summer league games I have. Generally, I don't put the summer league up as a package. I just put them up as individual plays for clients. So if you buy in, you get those as well as well as the CFL. Today's $5 Tuesday. No play. I'm not going to tell you tomorrow's play now. So I don't like either game here. We discussed them and analyzed them as best as I can for you guys. So hopefully if you already had a choice, we helped you out. If you didn't know something ahead of time, hopefully we helped you out. But no best bet here today, Skee.
All right, that'll wrap it up. I always appreciate you taking the time to cap these games with me. Chat, we appreciate you as well. We'll be back tomorrow with, I think, 3 games to cap. So maybe we'll have a little bit more to talk about there. Best of luck, everybody, on all your action, and I will catch you all tomorrow.